Have you ever heard a spooky noise at night and wondered, could vampires be real? The idea of these mysterious, immortal beings has captivated people for centuries. But where did these stories come from? And is there any truth to them? Let's dive into the world of vampire lore and explore the history of these legendary creatures. We'll travel through time and across cultures, examining ancient tales and modern interpretations. Get ready for a thrilling ride through the world of vampires. Vampire-like creatures appear in folklore worldwide, each culture adding its own twist. In Eastern Europe, where many vampire myths originated, they were often seen as vengeful spirits, returning from the grave to prey on the living. In China, the Jiangshi hopped towards their victims, while the Aswang of the Philippines shapeshifted into various animals. These varied depictions show how the fear of the unknown, especially after death, manifested in different ways across the globe. Throughout history, there have been chilling accounts of supposed vampire encounters. In the 1700s, a wave of vampire panic swept through Europe. People reported seeing corpses with fresh blood or unexplained illnesses they attributed to vampiric attacks. While these events might have scientific explanations like disease outbreaks or premature burials, they fueled the vampire legend. While vampires existed in folklore, it was Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula that truly shaped the modern vampire image. His charismatic yet terrifying Count Dracula, with his sharp fangs, a thirst for blood and vulnerability to sunlight, became the blueprint for countless vampire stories that followed. The novel's success, followed by Bela Lugosi's iconic portrayal of Dracula in the 1931 film, solidified the vampire in popular culture, influencing everything from literature and film to fashion and music. Section 5, a bite out of pop culture, vampires in movies, TV, and books. From the gothic horror of the early days to the romantic heroes of today, vampires have never left our screens and pages. Movies like Interview with a Vampire and Twilight presented more humanized, even sympathetic vampires. TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and The Vampire Diaries explored the complexities of vampire society and their relationships with humans, further blurring the lines between monster and man. Section 6. Why we still love vampire stories. What is it about vampires that continues to fascinate us? Perhaps it's their immortality, their power, or the thrill of danger they represent. Vampire stories often delve into deeper themes like good versus evil, life and death, and the consequences of our desires. They provide a safe space to explore our fears and desires, making them timeless and universally relatable. Section 7. The science behind the myth. What really happens when we die? Science offers explanations for some vampire myths. For example, the belief that vampires could turn into bats might stem from the fact that bats are nocturnal creatures associated with darkness, just like vampires. The decomposition process, where the body bloats and fluids seep out, could have been mistaken for signs of a vampire feeding. However, science also tells us that when we die, our bodies naturally decompose and there's no coming back. Section 8. Vampires versus humans, exploring our fascination with the unknown. The enduring appeal of vampires might lie in our fascination with the unknown. They represent the other, something outside the bounds of normal human existence. This fascination drives us to explore the boundaries of what we know, to question what's possible, and to confront our fears through storytelling. Section 9. So, are vampires real? The verdict is: while history and folklore are filled with captivating vampire stories, there's no scientific evidence to support their existence, but the lack of proof doesn't diminish the power of these myths. The real magic of vampires lies in their ability to spark our imaginations, question our beliefs, and provide endless entertainment. So the next time you hear a strange noise in the night, remember the power of a good story, and who knows, maybe you'll feel a little bit of that vampire thrill yourself.